capital of Nova Scotia, the seaside city of Halifax lies on a huge harbour of the same name and is an important economic and cultural centre for Atlantic Canada. This was the first port of call for most European immigrants to the country in the 19th and 20th centuries. Stretching 3 kilometers in length, its waterfront is home to historic wharves and warehouses, markets, and museums. Today we share the top 10 best things to do in Halifax so you can plan a trip and experience all the exciting attractions and activities this beautiful city has to offer. Starting with number 10, Waterfront Boardwalk. The undoubted highlight of any visit to Halifax is going for a stroll along the Waterfront Boardwalk, home to most of the city's main sites. The boardwalk stretches 3 kilometers in total, and as well as historic buildings and heritage vessels, has museums, markets, and monuments to visit. As it lines the edge of Halifax Harbour and offers some epic views, wandering along the waterfront is certainly one of the best city walks in Canada. Besides all its attractions, there are countless shops and restaurants to visit, with art galleries and studios occupying its wharves and warehouses. At number 9 is the Halifax Public Gardens. Just to the southwest of the Citadel, you can find the Halifax Public Gardens, which were first opened in 1875. One of the finest Victorian-era gardens in North America, its gorgeous grounds have paths and ponds to amble past with flower beds, fountains, and sculptures also dotted about. Enclosed within its intricate wrought iron gate, you can find a huge variety of trees, plants, and shrubs, with the gardens having been created out of 2 older pre-existing parks. At its heart lies a beautiful old bandstand which sometimes hosts concerts, ceremonies, and celebrations in the summer months. At number 8, Halifax Citadel. Set in the center of the city is the star-shaped Halifax Citadel, which looms over downtown from atop of its prominent hilltop. Such is its strategic position that 4 forts have been built in the same spot since 1749, with the current citadel having been completed in 1856. Besides wandering around the grounds and fortifications of the National Historic Site, visitors can also stop by its on-site Army Museum. As well as weapons and uniforms, it has interesting exhibits on the fort, which was used during the American Revolution, American Civil War, and both World Wars, amongst others. At number 7, Maritime Museum of the Atlantic. Looking out over Halifax Harbour is the Maritime Museum of the Atlantic, which offers a fascinating look into the city's seafaring heritage and culture. One of the most popular places to visit in town, it has a huge collection of over 30,000 items to explore, with its artifacts and exhibits relating to the sinking of the RMS Titanic being one of its main attractions. First opened in 1948, the museum is home to everything, from charts and small crafts to models of ships and the CSS Acadia, a steam-powered survey ship. While some galleries look at the history of sailing or the age of steam, others focus instead on events such as the sinking of the Titanic or the devastating Halifax explosion of 1917. At number 6 in our list, Canadian Museum of Immigration at Pier 21. Situated on the Halifax waterfront is the Canadian Museum of Immigration at Pier 21, one of the nation's most important museums. As over 1 million immigrants passed through the former ocean liner terminal between 1928 and 1971, it is often compared to Ellis Island in the States. Founded in 1999, the museum shows visitors what it was like to immigrate through Pier 21 in the past. As well as exploring the ocean immigration shed's artifacts and exhibits, there are oral history interviews to listen to and short videos to watch. At number 5, Halifax Central Library. As it boasts some of the most attractive and unique architecture in the city, Halifax Central Library is certainly worth stopping by. Since opening in 2014, the library has been a firm favorite with both locals and tourists alike and regularly hosts talks, cultural events, and shows. Besides its huge collection of books, it also has art installations and an auditorium on offer alongside cozy cafes and community rooms. Said to resemble a stack of books, the distinctive design of the 5-story structure has earned lots of plaudits, with the interior of the modern building being just as striking. At number 4, Halifax Harbour Ferry. When in town, a great thing to do in Halifax is go for a ride on the Harbour Ferry, which is the longest-running ferry service in North America. Since 1752, boats have ferried both passengers and goods across the massive expanse of water, with trips from Halifax to Dartmouth now only taking 15 minutes. From the Halifax Ferry Terminal, visitors can either take a ferry to Alderney Landing or Woodside, both of which are located in Dartmouth. Once powered by horses and then by steam, the fast ferries now whisk you to Dartmouth's growing arts and dining scenes in no time at all. At number 3 in our list, Point Pleasant Park. Occupying the southernmost tip of the Halifax Peninsula is Point Pleasant Park, which lies just 10 minutes drive from the city center. Besides boasting some interesting historic sites, it also has great outdoor activities to try and commanding views out over Halifax Harbour. Dotted about its scenic and sprawling confines are the Sailors' Memorial and Prince of Wales Tower, the oldest remaining Martello Tower in North America. Once home to numerous batteries, the park now has 30 or so kilometers of trails to hike, run, or cycle along amidst its verdant forests. At number 2, Art Gallery of Nova Scotia. Another of Halifax's standout tourist attractions is the Art Gallery of Nova Scotia, situated a stone's throw from the waterfront in downtown Halifax. Now located in Dominion Building, the museum was opened in 1908 with further floors to be found in the adjacent provincial building. While its collection of 18,000 photos, paintings and sculptures mainly focus on local Nova Scotian and Canadian artists, its exhibits also include plenty of works by international artists. Its galleries house more than 50 works by the folk artist Maud Lewis, as well as artworks by several First Nations artists. Check out the number 1 places in our list, Fairview Lawn Cemetery. Located around 10 minutes drive to the northwest of the city center is the peaceful and picturesque Fairview Lawn Cemetery. Mostly known for being the final resting place for over 100 victims of the infamous sinking of the RMS Titanic, its paths take you past rows of somber graves and memorials and monuments to the maritime tragedy. In total, 121 of the sunken ship's crew and passengers are interred here, with many of the gray granite markers inscribed with their name and date of death. Among the most popular are those of William Denton Cox and the unknown child, both of which have interesting and informative plaques on the unfortunate victims. Now it's time to hear from you. What's your favorite things to do in Halifax? Is there something we missed? Let us know in the comments section below, and don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to Greenable if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.